Hello, Stephen Fry here. Sorry I can't be with you to help celebrate the publication of the Book of Jewish Thoughts. I've been reading through it and it's absolutely fascinating. I have to speak as, well, I suppose it's reasonably well known to those who are interested in such things, and there's no reason why you should be, but that I am, as it happens, an atheist. That's to say, I'm not a strident one, I hope, but if asked the question, do I believe in God, I have to say that I've yet to find no evidence for him. But that isn't to say that I'm not interested in the Jewish tradition of Judaism. It's just that I haven't been very often to temple, and I'm not, in that sense, in any way religious or frum in any regard. But that doesn't make me any less Jewish. After all, we can't let anti-Semites define Jews according to blood and blood alone. We have to own up, and not own up, but we have to, we have proudly to speak our identity, and I'm always happy to do that. So I've been very interested in this book. Forgive me for going on a bit, but there's some bits I'd share with you. A lot of it is much more to do with the Talmud and history of the religion and of the rabbinical traditions and so on. But here's one from C.G. Montefiore. The Montefiores, as you probably know, a very distinguished Anglo-Jewish family who were very helpful in providing money to help Jews beyond the Pale who were escaping the pogroms of the late 19th and early 20th century. And, they've been around for a long time. Anyway, this was C.G. Montefiore. The growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been is half owing to the number who lived faithfully a hidden life and rest in unvisited tombs. I think it's so important to remember, isn't it? It's the quiet dignity of ordinary life that has sustained the Jewish people through their history, as much as it is the extraordinary figures who have stood up and stood out. And now I've got 3 quotes from Albert Einstein. Who else? The absolute opposite of one in an unvisited tomb, you might think. The pursuit of knowledge for its own sake, an almost fanatical love of justice, and the desire for personal independence. These are the features of the Jewish tradition which make me thank my stars that I belong to it. The pursuit of knowledge for its own sake, an almost fanatical love of justice, the desire for personal independence. These are the features of the Jewish tradition, which make me thank my lucky stars I belong to it. I can absolutely go along with Albert there. And here's one that seems very relevant today. Those who are raging today against the ideals of reason and individual liberty and are trying to establish a spiritless state slavery by brute force rightly see in us their irreconcilable foes. But so long as we remain devoted servants of truth, justice and liberty, we shall continue not merely to survive, to bring forth as heretofore fruits which contribute to the ennoblement of the human race. Hear, hear. And then another one. Before we can effectively combat anti-Semitism, we must first of all educate ourselves out of it and out of the slave mentality which it betokens. Only when we respect ourselves can we win the respect of others, or rather, the respect of others will then come of itself. Albert, as ever, on the money. And then one here just on the basis of, the rise in anti-Semitism, and just a reminder here from Max Nordau. Nor rarely a Jew is heard to murmur that we must learn from our enemies and try to remedy our failings. He forgets, however, that the anti-Semitic accusations are valueless because they are not based in a criticism of real facts, but are merely due to the psychological law according to which children, savages and malevolent fools make persons and things against which they have an aversion responsible for their sufferings. Pretexts change, but the hatred remains. The Jews are not hated because they have evil qualities. Evil qualities are sought in them because they are hated. It's a bit of a negative one to end off, but anyway, I hope you enjoy this book as much as I have. It's a fantastic thing to dip in and out of, and I hope the evening's going very well. Lots of love. Bye-bye.